Awesome entire series to NRG. We have Tex here from Lev Tex. Thanks for joining us, bro.
Thank you.
What a showing. I mean, you have now, in this stage one, and it's only just the start of Super Week, you've gotten through Sentinels, you've gotten through NRG. Obviously, the Cloud9 game, a little rough start, but I mean, to take those two games, those massive opponents out of the running, you must be feeling awesome about playoffs.
Yeah, definitely happy, but we don't get too happy about our wins. We really try to stay focused. Losing to Cloud9 was kind of a wake-up call for us.
Okay.
They're an amazing team. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but we really felt like we should have won that series, and after that, we really locked in. Like, everyone's working so incredibly hard and got the 2 wins.
What was the process after that Cloud9 loss to really lock in, to focus up more? I imagine a lot of hard conversations within the team, because it does look night and day, the performance in that game, especially that map 3, compared to now the match against Sen and this one today.
Yeah, so really, we just started doing a lot of the work, and like the boring work, like a lot of VOD review. Even if we're winning rounds, we're reviewing them, because if we're just winning rounds off of hero plays, then like it's not a good round.
Right.
So like we've really been taking every single round seriously. Everyone has their own job of people calling ults, people calling money. Like, we're really trying to be on top of every little small thing, because we just have to be, really.
Who's leading those conversations? Is it Goked? Is it King? Is it kind of a collective team effort?
I would say it's really a team effort, but I definitely think the coaching staff takes initiative on that. But yeah, I mean, we really all bring up the hard conversations. Like, after C9, we had a long talk in the prac room, and I was just saying, like, this is unacceptable for us, and we really need to work harder, and it showed.
So since that game versus C9, like, how much time, like, percentage-wise, was dedicated to actual, like, scrims and server versus conversations and VOD, would you say?
Yeah, so we added like a VOD reviews throughout our whole prac day. Like, we do a VOD review when we first get from the day, and then we do a VOD review in the middle of the day, and then we do a VOD review at the end of the day, when before it wasn't that frequent.
Yeah.
But yeah, really just trying to get our stamina up as well as a team. Doing a little more scrims, but we try to keep a good balance because we don't want to be burnt out. But yeah, that's really it.
I mean, we heard from Goked, I think, after the first map, he said, you guys are really starting to take the scrim form and take it onto the stage, right? Did you guys feel like that was a challenge to start with? And what's the process been like turning that stage presence into just another day, just another scrim?
Yeah, at one point we were dominating absolutely every scrim, and we got on the stage and we played very differently as a team.
Frustrating, I'm sure.
Very frustrating, and we just really had to like trust ourselves, and trust each other. We always trusted each other, but I could like feel a little bit of like I'm not saying self-doubt, but we just weren't really playing to our potential, and we just had to talk about it, really. It was a hard conversation.
I want to roll back the clock now to the end of last year. You win Ascension with the Guard. You guys are on top of the world, and then the future kind of looks bleak. You don't know if there's going to be an org, and you make the decision to go off and take this risk, join Leviathan. I want to ask, from that moment, winning Ascension, to now, because you're playing a new role, you're with a completely different roster with players that you maybe never would have expected to be playing with. How have you as a player grown from that journey?
Yeah, I'm essentially playing the agent that is the exact opposite of Duelist. Yeah. So it definitely was a challenge at the start, especially to kind of find my footing, because like normally I'm dashing in, I'm satcheling in, but now I'm holding map control, I'm doing all kinds of different things. So I was definitely struggling a little bit individually for a bit, because I really just had to get used to everything else. And I think I've been evolving a lot as a Sentinel, and I don't think I'm even close to my potential, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just need to keep working. And
were you the person who was pushing and wanting to make that switch, or was it just what was necessary to get the slot on Lev?
Well, I think at first I was going to join Lev as a Duelist, and then Aspas just spawned. So then I'm like, okay, well, he's got that. And then the team really liked me, the coaches really liked me, so.
Is there like a ego death about that a little bit?
Honestly, I think Aspas is the only duelist I'll give my Duelist away to. Anyone else, I'd be like,
get in the server, 1v1, baby.
Let's 1v1.
I mean, you can't feel bad when he's like almost dropping 50 matches.
I mean, yeah,
for you
he's
guys.
like plus 35 every match, so I'm like, hey, man, you
All
can
good.
have Jet. But
I think like that's a kind of interesting conversation we've been having. We've got a question here in Twitch chat from Plural saying, Moose on Cloud9 was saying that they really try to set Oxy up in a specific way. Do you guys have like the same mindset for Aspas? And you obviously previously having been a duelist, how does that impact how you look to set up Aspas, if at all, to shine?
Yeah, so we definitely try to set him up, but I wouldn't say it's like our entire goal. He just takes a default that we have that's a good default, and he just fries everyone. Like, he's honestly just the best player that'll ever play Valorant.
You feel like he's self-sufficient in that way?
He's the most self-sufficient ever.
Compared to yourself when you were playing Duelist, do you think he's like a player who uses less resources, so to speak? Because there are a lot of duelists in our league who it's like both initiators full committing into setting them up. It seems like that's not always the case for us, boss.
Yeah, we definitely throw him a Vandal here and there because he's just insane. Like, we definitely like try to help him a lot, but he really just doesn't need it. Like, I swear to God, this guy just fries everyone, even if there's no utility, even if there's utility. And like me being a duelist prior, like I play Gecko on a couple maps now, and I just run around with him. Like, I know exactly what he's thinking because I was a duelist before, and I think me and him have like a good connection of playing in game because we play a lot. So like I just run around with him, throw some flashes, and we just fry.
Well, I appreciate your time, Tex, and also your answers, man. It's been great. We'll have you hang out with us here as we sort of wrap things up. Let's have a look now, with the day winding down, at our Alpha and Omega standings. Lev here at the top of Omega Group at 2-1 with a whopping plus 20 map differential. That is extreme. On the other side, we've got obviously Courier, C9 at 3-0 respectively.
Yeah, Tex, what's going on in Omega Group? Like, what's happening to you guys?
Hey, our boys need help over here. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, they're all incredible teams. I know they can win some games. It won't stay like this.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Super Week continues tomorrow with a couple more matches. That's right. First, it'll be G2 versus Furia, and then it's Cloud9 going up against 100 Thieves. Tex, any thoughts? Of course, you got your boys there overseas on G2. I'm sure you're hoping to see them try and come back a little bit.
For sure. I think G2 is going to have a very good showing against Furia, personally. And I think Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves, man, that's a banger.
How high do you rate Cloud9?
I mean, at this point, you gotta rate them pretty high. Like, I think before everyone was sleeping on them because it's like like people call it the budget roster, but them players are not budget. I'll tell you that. Them boys are cooking.
I mean, look, you guys beat NRG, you beat Sentinel. C9's the only team you couldn't beat so far, so they gotta be decent.
Yeah, they're definitely very good, very very well drilled. Oxy's playing out of his mind. That kid has a very amazing future, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, it's 2 days of our Super Week down, but of course, much more to come. Thank you, of course, for joining us so far. Day 3 of Super Week will be kicking off. Plenty more games to be played, a lot to be decided in terms of those standings in Alpha and Omega, respectively. So we'll see you for all that and more tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Tex.